Welcome back to Who Am I, the series where I talk about Drag Race. Today, we are talking about the last episode of the Orange Bracket for All Stars 11. It is episode 3. I have my iPad set up with all my notes. I have my fan with me because I'm hot today for some reason. So let's jump into it. We start the final episode with the girls giving away their bottom points. So Lucky gives her point to Morphine, which resolves their drama, the little sort of bickering they had. Morphine gives her point to Lucky. Morgan gives her point to Akira because she helped everyone and wants to play fair. That's what Morgan says. And Mystique gives her point to Akira for the same reason. Could it be me? That is not how I would play the game, but that's how they played the game. So Akira is in the lead with 6 points. Dawn has 4. Morgan has 3. Lucky and Morphine have 2. And Mystique has 1. Next day in the workroom, they're around the table. Mystique says she is very disappointed in Morphine and Lucky for not giving Akira their point, which is so entertaining and crazy and wild. That's such a delusional mindset to have, but I love it so much. That's so entertaining to me. So that happens. There's some bickering about it, not really. We find out that the Maxi Challenge is a monster-themed home spooky network, like sales pitch kind of challenge, improv challenge, and they're working in pairs. So Akira is going to be a mummy selling infinity wraps, like infinity scarves. Dawn is a werewolf selling grooming products. Lucky is a vampire selling iron supplements. Morphine is a zombie selling a meat of the month club. Morgan is a ghost selling a makeup line. And Mystique is Frankenstein's monster selling handbags made out of human skin. So I do love the premise of it. I love Halloween. I love spooky horror stuff. So the idea of it is fun to me. I mean, we'll get there in the end. It's just not a very standout challenge. But the pairs are as follows. Morgan and Akira, Lucky and Mystique, and Dawn and Morphine. Besides Mystique and Lucky not really working that well together, nothing really crazy happens as they're rehearsing or talking about it. So I'm going to just move into the challenges. Up first, we have Dawn and Morphine together. I really, really like Dawn's look. I think it's very werewolf. It's very pretty. It's very cute, put together. I think Morphine's look is fun too. It looks costumey and like a little rushed, but I mean, it's a challenge for Drag Race. I get that it's not going to be an elaborate, crazy zombie costume, but I do still really like it, and I really liked the gag of when she was scalped. I thought that was a good bit. Her, you could see the bra underneath in this photo specifically is like pure clean. There's like no blood on it whatsoever. So I think blood on the bra would have really tied it together. But she does look good, and the skit itself was fine. Like I said, none of them really were like, I didn't really laugh out loud at any of them. None of them were particularly my sense of humor or made me chuckle. But it's not the girl's fault. It's Drag Race's fault for having weird challenges like this that just aren't really funny. But that being said, they had good chemistry together. I like the horrorness of it. So yeah, that's my thoughts. Next up, we had Lucky Stars and Mystique. Now, Lucky is a vampire, and she said on some social media, I forgot where it was, but she said she was going for like a vampiric fungi, vampiric Venus flytrap look, which the look I do love. It's an amazing look. It just doesn't read vampire. And I know what fungus she's talking about. I get it. I get the reference. She looks exactly like the fungus. It's just the kind of thing where if you're on like a challenge like this where you can't explain the look and you're given a vampire, you should just go for classic vampire or else you're going to look a little crazy. But I do love the look. Mystique, I think she looks very good. I did think for a second she was a mummy, but she is Frankenstein's monster. It's very Bride of Frankenstein, so love that. I think she looks pretty. I love the makeup. And the handbags she was selling, honestly, I want one. That like fake skin human handbag. I think that's fun. I would buy it. They did not work well together. The chemistry was weird. You could very much feel the tension between them. Mystique, again, love her. She's such good TV to me. She was like really, really set on like a script and a plan, but this is an improv challenge, so that really doesn't really mesh well with the type of challenge this is. So it just was not great. They were clashing heads. It was just awkward. The energy was awkward. Yeah, it was awkward. And then last but not least, we had Akira and Morgan. Akira looks stunning. The wraps are gorgeous. The neck headpiece, I don't know what you call that, is stunning. I love like the giant chunky crystals on it. The makeup's gorgeous. And then Morgan, I really love her costume as well. I love that makeup. Her little sight gag of the makeup without the makeup on it was really good. I like the outfit. I like the gloves she's wearing a lot. This hair color is really pretty. I don't know what color you would call that, but I really, really like the color of the hair. And yeah, again, they have great chemistry. To me, it kind of felt like Morgan was reading off a script and was a little stiff. We'll get to it later. The judges did not feel that way at all. But personally, it was a little weird for me. Again, overall, just not my favorite challenge. I think they both look good and they have great chemistry, but I wouldn't go rewatch this challenge again. We are back in the workroom, and there is a little tiny bit of bickering between Mystique and Lucky, but it's nothing crazy, and it doesn't last long. So we're going to jump to the runways. Category is Paris, France, and the guest judge is Christina Ricci. So let's talk about these looks. Shout out again to Drag Looks for posting these screenshots, because Drag Race is just not posting the high quality photos of the runways for some reason. So whatever, let's hop into it. First up, we have Morphine, who looks incredible. This is probably my favorite Morphine look that she's ever worn. I think it's so gorgeous. It's right up my alley. She's doing the Paris catacombs. There's so many skulls. The fabric looks stunning. She was smoking. The prosthetic is so seamless and smooth. The makeup is stunning. I truly have no notes about this. I love every single thing about it. I would hang a picture of this up on my wall. I'd buy a doll of it. I think it's stunning, stunning, stunning. I want, like, a sculpture of it. I truly love it so much. Amazing. Next up, we have Dawn in her rat look. I love this too. The toes on the shoes, all the fur everywhere, the different textures. I love the tail. I love that it looked like a real tail. It wasn't like flimsy, and there was like dimension and different colors to it. I love the makeup. Again, a really good prosthetic. The giant hat with the ears. I love that she still has ears. They're just rat ears this time. The hands look like real little rat hands. The layered jewelry. I just love it. She looks great. It's very Dawn. It's what I would expect her to do for a runway like this. And I think it's really good. Again, this is the kind of thing where, like, I feel like it'd be a cute little doll. So yeah, love it. Next up, we have Lucky Stars. And she is just art in general. Very Paris, I guess, the Louvre. Didn't they just get robbed? Did that ever get resolved? Who knows? But she looks good. My favorite part about it is the, like, arm, hand gloves. I don't know what you call them. Gloves. I don't know what they are. But the, like, rose hand thing coming out of the frame. Love that. That's definitely my favorite part about it. I think it's really good overall. It's very lucky. I do love the giant painting on top of the head. The way it's standing is phenomenal. It's great that she could walk around and not have to hold it up. And it was so firm and wasn't flopping. So that was great. The giant paint palette looks good. My only tiny, tiny critique is I wish the paint on her body and the palette matched the paintings more. Like, I wish there was more pinks and, like, lighter colors like there are in the paintings that she's wearing. But that's very nitpicky and crazy. So, yeah, I think it's a really good look. And it's very Lucky Stars. And for this category, I think it's good. Next up, we have Mystique Summers Madison. Let me start off with the positives. The necklace situation, that, like, necklace, collar, layering, love that. Would wear that a million times over. Love that. Love the hair. Think it's Morgan McMichael's hair, but still looks great on her. The makeup looks great. The color on her is really great. I get the Dior reference she's going for, but the lining is just not good. The lining really bugs me. I assume it's lining, and I just wish it was either fully lined or fully sheer. Just like the choppy line, harsh cutoff really doesn't do it for me. Also, it looks like she's wearing black tights on the dress again, which the black tights are just crazy this season. Yeah, I wish I had more positive things to say about it. Again, the jewelry is nice, the stoning's nice. It's just could have been pushed so much more. She did post a different version of this, like a revamped version of this on Instagram, and that version looks amazing. So go check that out. Maybe I'll put a picture of that here so you can see that. She is amazing, but this particular look just is not it. Next up, we have Akira C. Davenport in her Josephine Baker look. This is stunning. The color on her looks phenomenal. The giant feather boa she's holding, all the giant, like, drag jewels are so good to me. Love the hair on her. The nude illusion looks good on her. All of the rhinestone banana dress, it moves so well. It shook so well. It shines so well. She just looks gorgeous. My only tiny, tiny, tiny thing is the breastplate is a little, like, shoved together, in my opinion. They look a little small for her. I think they should just be, like, a size or two up to match her proportion better. But that is my only thing. She looks stunning. This is a very good look. I think it is so good for this runway theme, and it's just so gorgeous. So loved it. And last but not least, we have Morgan McMichaels as Joan of Arc, and she is in this silver costume covered in silverware, because I guess Joan of Arc is a type of silverware. Didn't know that. I love the hair, like the way, like the sculpture pieces right here. Love that. Love the color of it. Love the cut of it. Love the makeup. Love the giant sword she's carrying. It looks like a real heavy sword. It looks real in metal. I like the shiny silver fabric. I don't love like the fabric that the silverware is laying on. Something about it isn't my favorite. It looks a little cheap to me. I really love the silver aspect. It's very dumb and stupid in Drag Race. I just don't love that fabric that's underneath it. Something about the fabric is throwing it off for me. But I like the concept a lot. I love the shiny silver fabric, like I said, and the big giant sword is fun. It's very Morgan McMichaels, and it's not bad by any means. I just don't love that fabric, whatever it is. And that was the runway looks and the challenge for the last episode of the Orange Bracket of All Stars 3. Now let's talk quickly about the critiques and all the outcomes. Just a little rundown of what the judges had to say. They really liked Dawn a lot, everything she did. Rude didn't love Morphine's sales pitch. They were all very confused about Lucky's sale pitch. They really liked Mystique, but they don't love the outfit, which I agree. Rude didn't like that Akira was looking away from the camera the whole time, which honestly, I don't think I would have noticed it if Rue didn't say anything, but that's just the kind of weird critique they say on Drag Race. Uh, and they really liked Morgan, which, again, I didn't particularly love her in the challenge, but they really liked her, so go off. The top two are Dawn and Morgan. I don't know who my top two would have been. I think my top two would have been Dawn and Morphine just because I liked them together as a duo, but Dawn and Morgan are fine. So that gives Dawn 6 points and Morgan 5 points, and they lip sync to Zombie Boy. Amazing. Love the song. So glad to see more Gaga songs on Drag Race. Dawn does win the lip sync. Sure. I thought it was a fine lip sync overall. I personally probably would have chosen Morgan still, but I do think it's the best Dawn has lip synced on Drag Race, so I get it. She wins, and she has 7 points. The bottom four must come to the stage and give their points away on stage, just like we saw last season. So Akira gives her point to Morgan, giving her 6 points. Lucky gives her point to Morgan, giving her 7 points. Morphine gives her point to Dawn, giving her 8 points. And Mystique gives her point to Akira, giving her 7 points, which means that Morgan and Akira are tied for the second place to move on, while Dawn has secured her spot in the semi-finale. So there's a tie. Rue gets to choose. Rue chooses Akira to go through. So Akira and Dawn are moving on to the semi-finales once the next brackets are done. I do agree with that. I think if I had to choose from the beginning, going back, I would have chosen Akira and Dawn as well. It just feels right to me. They feel like the right top two to move on. We also find out that, again, there's going to be a wild card queen that comes back for the semifinales. I said it last season. I just don't imagine that they're going to crown a queen who was not in every single competitive episode possible. So I think the wild card queen is pointless. But who knows? Who am I? And yeah, that was this week's episode 3 of All Stars 11. And yeah, I'm curious to hear your thoughts. I'm curious to hear your opinions on how this bracket went, if you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you thought the queens went well, if you agree with the decisions. Let me know down below, and I will see you all next week for the first episode of whatever bracket next. I think it's the pink bracket next. So yeah.